Hi everybody, welcome to CompuScholar's first professional development webinar for the 2019-2020 school year. Today we're going to be exploring CompuScholar's report dashboard that is built into our learning management system. My name is Chris Hust. I'm the president of CompuScholar. I've spent quite a few years as a software engineer and many years here at CompuScholar as well, creating online curriculum. So if you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to send those to me at chris.hust@compuscholar.com. So again, today we're going to be exploring the reporting dashboard, both from the teacher view and the student view. I just wanted to cover a couple of quick logistics. First, the report dashboard that we're going to be looking at is only in our learning management system. So if you and your students are taking your classes on learning.compuscholar.com, then this applies to you. If you have integrated our course material into your own learning management system, such as Canvas or Schoology or Blackboard or something similar, then this does not apply to you at all, and hopefully your own learning management system will provide comparable reports. Additionally, I want to mention that the reporting engine I'm going to demonstrate today is actually something that does undergo periodic updates, so we may from time to time tweak or change the reports or the widgets that are available on the dashboard. So what we're doing today is a fairly broad overview of the current state of things. So this is a dynamic system that may improve over time. And we do definitely want to hear from you if there are certain things that you would like to see done just a little bit differently. It's possible that we could tweak some of the reports or interfaces in order to make your lives a little bit easier. So again, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you see something we could be doing a little bit better in terms of the reports. All right, let's hop right into the demonstration, and we'll start with the teacher view. I'm currently logged into our system at learning.compuscholar.com as a demonstration teacher, and this teacher has a couple of different courses, so we'll just dive into one of them. And if you look over here on the teacher's menu on the left, you'll see the report dashboard link. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Now there's three main areas of the report dashboard. First is the dashboard itself, and then you've got a courses tab and some new reports. These reports are new this year. So while we're on the main overview for the dashboard, you'll notice there are a number of different widgets, and these will show you a variety of different things. And most of these widgets you can scope by date, so if you want to filter by different sets of dates, you can do that. This is a demo account again, so there's not a lot of data here, and in particular there's not a lot of data for the past week, but again you can stretch that out to a much longer time period. So you can look at learner progress, activity progress, check out the course overview here. So you can see how much time is spent in certain activities. On the right there's a course progress, and if you toggle this down you can change that and take a look at your total number of students as well. So I'm going to be moving pretty quickly through these, and I would encourage you to log into your own teacher account and explore this on your own. If we scroll down a bit, we've got some correlations and student grade progressions. Again, this is student grade versus how much time they spent in the course. And over here on the right you see a couple of different utilization topics, so you can see, are they spending their time in the activities, in the quizzes, in certain pages or assignments, so you can kind of see what percentage of time is being spent there. And then down here at the very bottom there's a graded activities overview, and this is specific to a course, so you can change the course to look at different courses, and that will show you, which activities have been graded and what those grades are within that time frame. So that's just a quick look at the main dashboard. There's a variety of widgets there. Now if we click on courses, this will list the courses that you have access to as a teacher, and for each course you can see the overall grade, how many resources are in that course, the average time spent per student, and that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and click on learners. This will give you more detail on the individual students, so you can see a student when they were enrolled, their last access, their overall grade, how much they've completed, visits, the amount of time they spent, and the averages here. If you click on grades, you can see the grades for that particular student. So you can see the name of the grades. There's a mixture of activities and quizzes and tests and that sort of thing, as well as the lesson text. So if this student had spent time on the lesson text, that would be shown here. So you can kind of get a per student view of their activity within the system with this course view. Let's go back to the courses, and we're going to click on activities instead of learners. And this will give you very similar information, except it's aggregated for all of your students. So if you just want to see course averages in terms of time spent and the average grades on those things, you can do that here. And then if you want to drill down into individual grades for students, you can click on grades again and get to that additional level of detail. So quite a bit of information here in the course reports. So as I mentioned, we have a new selection of reports this year under the Reports tab. And again, the nature of these reports may change over time a little bit as we find new and interesting things that we want to show to you. But let's go ahead and take a look at the ones that we have now. So we'll click on User Status Report first. So the user status report is something that you can do per course, so you can select either one of the courses that the teacher has access to here. We'll leave it on Python programming. And you can see the first and last name of their student, how many visits they've had, the overall time spent, their score, and their last access. And I do want to mention that with all of these reports, you can actually export these reports to a spreadsheet, so you can click on Export and then download or print this data. So this is something that you could use if you want to save some of this information offline. All right, let's look at the next report, which is Access Stats by Course. And this is just kind of a fun little thing that will actually show you, if it wasn't already obvious based on your class schedule, when students are spending their time. So are they spending their time during the day, or are they actually working from home? So you can kind of see on a day-by-day basis, what percent of their time and how much actual time they're spending within these certain blocks of time. And again, you can filter this and show overall time or within certain time intervals that are of interest to you. So that's the Access Stats by Course. Let's look at the Content Utilization Report. So this report is going to be similar to the widget that we showed you earlier. It's going to show you students, what activity or resource or video they were looking at, how many times they visited that, how much time was spent, and the last access time. And again, you can filter that by different time ranges. You can also search for a particular student, and again, you can select the course here as well. Now you've got some extra filters up at the top, so if you were seeing things in the report that you don't want, you can pull that down and uncheck everything. And then if you just want to see, say, quizzes, for example, select the quizzes, and that will filter out just to the quizzes. So there's a lot of flexibility here in terms of the filters that you have. All right, let's look at the quiz grade detail. All right, so here you can see the quizzes, the students, when that quiz was started, when it was submitted, the time taken, and the grade and so forth. And you can actually get a lot of this information from our gradebook, but this report just provides an alternate view and a way to export that from spreadsheet. Let's look at the activity grades with dates. So again, we've got a particular course, the student, what the particular graded item is, the grade, the submission date when it was graded, and when they last accessed the course. So as you can see, there's a lot of ways to kind of slice and dice very similar data. Let's look at the stats summary. So this stats summary will show you aggregate student time spent on particular elements within the course, and you'll probably want to toggle down to all selected and just look at certain things like, let's say, a page, quiz, a URL, VPL. These are the things that we tend to have within our courses. There's a lot of other types of elements that we don't show, or that you don't necessarily want to see in the reports. Like there's no reason to show a label, so you would take that out and then click OK. Okay, great. That got rid of some of the fluff, and now you can see certain text files, for example, and how many times the students visited that and how much time they spent in the course. Again, there's not a lot of data here in this sample account, but your own classes should show a much richer set of data. You can control the time frame again, and of course export all of that to a file. So that is a quick summary of the reports that are available today. Again, we may tweak these over time. If you think there's a particular column that's would be useful or something that we could tweak about these reports, we're all ears. We can't promise to fix them right away, but we can certainly queue up those requests and try to get to them as soon as we can. So this basically is your teacher reporting dashboard, and we hope you will find it useful in order to understand how your students are using the system and give them some guidance perhaps on, you've got a bad grade because you're not spending any time within the course, or you got a bad grade on a particular quiz because you didn't spend a lot of time actually studying that particular lesson. So that's the sort of feedback that you can give your students with these reports. Okay, let's take it break. Okay, let's take a look at things from a student perspective. So I'm logged in as a sample student, and again, this student break. And this student happens to have a couple of courses next to his name, so let's click on one of them. And on the student menu here on the left, you see Report Dashboard again. And this will take him to a learner dashboard or a student dashboard instead of the teacher. So it has a similar set of widgets, shows slightly different information. So this is activity progress. Again, you can filter it by some date ranges, and I haven't really progressed this test student through any activities at the moment. How much progress do you have overall in each of your courses and your grade? Participation stats for the different activities and so forth. So some decent information here in these widgets. You can also look at courses, and this just shows you which courses you're enrolled in, how much of those courses you've completed overall, and how much time you've spent in each one of those courses. And if you click on the course itself, you'll actually be taken into the course. Let's go over here and hit the grades. So this view is very similar to what we looked at as a teacher, except of course it's scoped just to the student. So if you want to look at your grades for the Unity game programming class, you can click on that. And you can see again the activities that you've done, the grades you got for it, and when you completed those things. So a lot of information here. The student can actually download this particular element to spreadsheet as well if you'd like to do that. And again, there's a lot of this information you can get out of your gradebook. It just provides a slightly different view and a way to download things that might be more convenient. So we would encourage students to use this information as well to help kind of self-check their progress through the course. Okay, so that's been a quick sprint through our reporting engine. We hope you will find it useful. If you have any questions about how to do certain things, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And if you have any suggestions, we'll be all ears for those things as well. Thanks for watching.